welcome to the Little Nut Chronicles. This is a story, you know how dairy cows line up every morning to be milked, or like lambs to the slaughter? It's a story of a very rare deer that could only be found near Kenya, somewhere in Kenya, in the sort of outback of Kenya. And the story goes, there's this Texan who had a game ranch in Texas, and he wanted to get hold of a breeding pair of these deer. So anyway, he flew to Kenya and he spoke to the local sort of people, the game rangers, and he said, I'd like to buy a pair of these deer. And they said, oh no, you cannot get hold of these deer. They're too shy, too difficult to catch. He said, if you follow my instructions, within a month, I'll have a pair. And he flew back to Texas and they followed his instructions. And the instructions were quite simple. Each day, put out some of their favorite food in a specific area. Also put a salt lick. You know, wild animals like a salt lick. And what they did is every day they put out this favorite food. And he said the second step in my instructions is every day put in one pole close to the food. And anyway, day by day they would put out the food, the local sort of game rangers put out the food and the salt lick, and every day they added a pole. And by the end of the month they had a fence all the way around with one opening. And the last step in the instructions were, on the last day of the month, what they had to do was put a sort of gate around the enclosure, at the entrance of the enclosure that they built. And when the Texan came back at the end of the month, indeed he bought his breeding pair and he took it home with him. But the locals said, how did you know? How did you manage to have such a simple system to catch these deer? He said, it's quite simple. That's what I do with my employees. What I do is I offer them the goodies. I offer them a car package, slightly better money. I offer them accommodation. I offer them benefits, medical aid. And I make their life very easy, but at the same time, they have to give me their pound of flesh. And that's how I trap my employees, because after a while, it's impossible for them to leave me. Well, I hope you enjoyed that story. Thanks for stopping by.